Yo, so what is up, everybody? So welcome back to another episode of the channel. So if you guys don't already know, my name is Oscar. I am a seven-figure Amazon full-time seller. I've been in the game for 4+ years. And in this video, I basically want to take all those 4 years of knowledge of doing, Q4 specifically on this video and basically wrap it up all in one episode and just give you a lot of the knowledge, a lot of the information that I've learned over the past few years on how to handle Q4, some tips, tricks, and everything else in between. Now, listen, I've gotten DMs regarding how to set up your shipping templates and whatnot, for Q4. Uh, so for that, I'll do a tutorial separately on a different episode. So I won't do it on this one, just because on this one I kind of want to go over some of the just the basic stuff, going over talking and whatnot, and just a lot of stuff like that. All right. So, but I will make that video separate. So don't worry, guys. I got you. But with that being said, guys, let's get straight into the video and just give you guys that knowledge that some of you may or may not know already as far as going into Q4. So at the time of this video, it is October the 27th. So we're about to be almost done with the first round of Q4. Next, guys, is November, which means we're about to get into the real nitty gritty stuff. All right. This is where at this point you really need to start sending in your inventory, especially for FBA. And I say this because even during Thanksgiving, like Black Friday week and all that, like sales just start increasing so big. All right. So please, if you plan on doing FBA, just keep on sending your inventory, keep sending, keep pushing, keep just, working every single day, literally until you spend all your capital. Because trust me, guys, that velocity is going to pick up so much. And a lot of you are not going to be ready enough for when that happens. And that's one of the biggest things that I learned in, all my Q4s. This is what, my fourth Q4, I think, at this point. So, one thing I always notice is that, damn, I should have spent more. I should have got more money, which leads me to, capital, right? Because capital is going to be probably your biggest issue when it comes to Q4, okay? If you thought you were going to sell 20 of an item because you've been selling 20 of an item on a, off season, well, guess what? You're going to wish you kind of bought 40 of those if they perform that good, or even 100 of them, okay? So that's important to realize, is getting access to capital, assuming you know how to spend it, okay, or planning on how to spend it. So whether it's credit cards, which I always advise people to look at first, business credit cards, especially like the Chase ones with 0% APR for the first 12 months. Those are fantastic. I got links if you guys need to, want to sign up with them and whatnot. We both get like referral points or something like that. So let me know. But, that's one way. Amazon lending, if they offer it to you, maybe a line of credit from a bank and whatnot, maybe even borrowing money from family and friends, which is the last resort, okay? Usually when it comes with money and family and whatnot, you kind of don't want to mix that type of stuff. But if you really desperately have to, then maybe that could be an alternative, all right? But again, I mean, it depends on your family too, right? I mean, but still, most cases, it does not go well, especially if you can't keep your end of the deal, right? So just, be careful with that. But yeah, so credit, money, capital, whatever you want to call it, is going to be very crucial, okay? I mean, even me, we plan on spending 100K each month for the last 2 months. And that's probably not even going to be enough, if I'm being honest with you guys. Like, like it's crazy. But yeah, so definitely get your capital and stuff in place. Now, the second thing too is, as we go more deeper into Q4, like especially that week of Black Friday and whatnot, you definitely want to make sure you have certain, FBM listings ready to go, okay? Don't wait last minute to list your FBM listings, because otherwise you're going to be just last minute all, messed up and whatnot. And, you know, also I think it takes a few minutes or hours actually for your repricer to even set up your new FBM listings as well. So you definitely don't want to wait last minute to reprice some of that stuff as well, okay? So make sure you have that in check. But yes, like I said, as we go into the Black Friday week, like literally after that week going into Christmas, I would advise a lot of you do, merchant fulfillment. And that is where you're basically sending the product yourself to the customer, okay? This is not where you're sending it to Amazon. This is where you're sending it to the customer directly, okay? I would advise a lot of you switch to FBM if possible. Now, listen, it's weird because, it's kind of funny, because last year I did not do any FBM whatsoever just because I really hated the process of it. So we still did pretty well, sending in FBA and whatnot. I mean, we just pushed shipment after shipment like normal. But I will be honest and say that if I had done FBM, it could have been way much better. And I say this because if some of you aren't aware, with FBM, you get your capital much faster. So that's the number one reason why I advise a lot of you do is, especially if you're a beginner or you're in the mid stage of trying to scale up and whatnot. This will help you get access to capital much faster because Amazon will literally give you your payout much faster. But I made a whole video separate on this that either I've already dropped or will drop. So I'm not gonna go too deep on the difference between FBA and FBM. So, but like I said, I got that video though, so be sure to check that one out. But yeah, so and with that being said, you just get your money back faster. You're able to invest it back into more products during that, week or two of Q4 to end and just really maximize your profits. Okay. So that is super important. And I kind of wish I really did that last year more. But again, I didn't do it, but it is what it is. But this year we've already done some FBM ourselves. And so, that's been very helpful. No doubt that's been very helpful. Like we've just been selling stuff as soon as we get it. It's just been gone. Money's coming back and boom, all within like less than 2 weeks. So I would highly advise a lot of you do FBM. Now going into FBM, make sure you have your shipping settings correctly set up, okay? There are plenty of YouTube videos out there, but I know some of you guys have requested me to do it. But like I said earlier in the video, I will do a separate one on that as well. But make sure you have your shipping settings correct. If you don't plan on doing like second day, next day shipping, turn those off. Like I really advise you to turn them off. Customers will pay for that, especially as we get closer to Christmas time. You don't want to end up paying like, 30 bucks for next day shipping that you could have charged the customer. So please keep note of that. Now, also, if you have to, exclude, other states or continents, right? Such as like Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and all that. Because if you're not careful, Amazon defaults to those locations, and so you need to be very careful about taking them out and whatnot. Unless you plan on doing it, which is perfectly fine. But just be aware of that they may charge you a bit more, for shipping out of the country like this. But yeah, be careful with those shipping templates. And if you do plan on doing next day, second day, make sure you charge a lot, like 25, 30 bucks, literally. You will be surprised how many customers will pay for that. So don't be afraid, but just make sure you do have that, shipment literally sent out that same day or so, because otherwise you will have a very angry customer. And that's another thing too, right? Is that in Q4 doing FBM and whatnot, you also have a higher increase of customer complaints, returns, which is normal. I mean, I know a lot of people complain like, "Oh, well, why am I getting so many complaints? Why am I getting so many refunds and whatnot?" But keep in mind, you're also making way more sales as well. Okay, if you're making 100 more sales than you normally would have, which brings in another maybe 5 angry customers, well, then that's all right. You cannot beat 5 little angry customers to the other 95 sales that you made without a complaint. So, just something to think about, because you will have to deal with more headaches like that. But it is headaches that are well worth dealing with. And trust me, I hate dealing with customers FBM. But yeah, this is the time of the year where I really don't mind. I'll just, deal with it, refund if I have to, or whatever it may be. So, but yeah, so just be aware of that, okay? It's perfectly normal. And depending on the category you're in, it might be even higher. Like the clothing and apparel category, I mean, those are already high enough returns, so expect that to increase even more. So do plan on selling in those categories. Please be aware and please be careful with your margins, because otherwise you will lose money with more returns. So yeah, but like I said, just be careful. All right. All in all, returns are normal. It's part of the process, part of the game, and yeah, just you gotta learn to deal with it, right? So, but anyways, now another thing too, I cannot stress this enough every time I talk about Q4 supplies. Okay, you want to make sure you're very stocked on supplies, whether it's poly bags, FBM boxes, shipping boxes, tape, especially tape, guys. Don't sleep on the tape. If you need Walmart boxes to send in FBA, make sure you have all of these supplies on hand. Trust me, guys, you will regret not buying more. I mean, I supposedly stocked up for us for the rest of the year, and we've already gone through like half of it. So that just goes to show you that someone at my skill needs even way more than what I imagine. So imagine some of you guys who barely starting, you definitely need to stock up as well, okay? And so don't be afraid, stock up, spend the money, because you do not want to be last minute shopping for supplies. Because keep in mind, if you go to Walmart or something and you're looking for supplies, you're dealing with other customers who are dealing with Christmas supplies as well, who need to ship to their family and whatnot. So those supplies will run out pretty fast, and if you don't have it on hand, It's gonna really suck when you have to like go somewhere just wasting time trying to find the perfect box, trying to find tape when you could have already had it, right? So make sure you have supplies on hand. I cannot stress that enough, guys. I'm telling you, especially if you plan on doing merchant fulfilled, you need those supplies like big time. All right. So yeah, make sure you get that in check. Now, also, like I said, I've been in the game for 4+ years now at this point. This is my fourth Q4. Again, expect increased velocity, right? I mean, people are going to be buying more. I think one thing that a lot of people seem to get confused about with specifically sending in FBA products, especially, in December and whatnot, is like, yo, do I stop sending FBA after, December 1st? Because that's the timeline that Amazon gives us to get any FBA inventory checked in. And it's like I always tell people, like, look, the only reason you should be worried about that is if it's Christmas specific, okay? So like if it's some Lego toys or any other toys that need to be in there before Christmas for customers to buy, then yeah, you need to send it in before, December the 1st so it can get properly checked in on time. But if it's something like grocery candy, regular everyday stuff like, I don't know, wipes, diapers, and whatnot, just keep sending it in FBA even after December the 1st, because that's not really, Christmas specific, right? That's just an everyday product people need that they will buy regardless of what season it really is. Uh, and keep in mind, it's not like people completely stop shopping for everything after Christmas. People will still be shopping for, everyday stuff they need, groceries, shampoo, all that good stuff. And not to mention, even like gift sets and whatnot, stuff that you may be late for, people are still going to be buying after Christmas just because people get rewarded, gift cards and whatnot, which they're going to look forward to spend on Amazon, which leads me to basically January, right, of every year. For some of you who've been in the game for a while, January is usually like a mini Q4 because if you keep sending in inventory, like I said, people have gift cards to spend. And so they end up spending them in January. And so your sales are still pretty high in January, like really good. Like, if anything, they're almost as good as October. I mean, as November, December, if not sometimes better, depending. Okay. So please do not stop sending in inventory. Again, if it is Christmas specific, then yes, you will need to send it in by December the 1st. If it is not Christmas specific, then just keep sending stuff in, guys. There's literally no reason to stop. If it's not Christmas specific, just keep sending in, okay? So hopefully that cleared that little misconception. Now, if it is Christmas specific and it's already past the due date, then this is where you need to switch into FBM and, have your templates ready to go, have your repricer ready on check, and just, be ready to ship stuff out because it will sell. Now, speaking of repricing and whatnot, uh, towards that Black Friday week, all week leading up to Christmas, don't be afraid to spend most of your time on the repricer. Up and up your prices, not lowering down your prices, but increasing the prices. And that is one thing I'm gonna do specifically during those few weeks. Is just looking at the price, looking at how fast the product is selling. If you notice that one of your best products is selling 20 times, 50 times a day, you can best assume that price is gonna go up because the demand is so high that eventually everybody's just gonna sell out. And so, if you're making like $5 profit, chances are you can up it up another $5 and really maximize your profits that way, right? So be sure to keep an eye on your products and just price as much as possible. And especially that last week of Christmas, or even before, be sure to keep an eye on your pricing. Trust me, guys, you guys will make so much money that week that it's just insane, dude. So, but yeah, man. All in all, though, yeah, I mean, have everything in line. If you're running a team or whatnot, make sure you run, systems and whatnot with your team. Make sure they're prepping stuff ready for you. If you're a one-man show, be ready to bust your ass off, like seriously bust your ass off, okay? Like me, I have my team. They'll be really helpful this year because they'll be doing a lot of the work, packing and whatnot, so that'll make it much easier. But for those of you who are running a one-man show or a two-people show, whatever it may be ready to grind your ass off, okay? There is no reason why you need to be taking any days off whatsoever going into November, going into December, especially. Like literally sacrifice your weekend, sacrifice the time off from your day job, whatever it may be. Sacrifice that time and really maximize your profits because you have no time to be slacking off whatsoever. Especially when you're doing FBM, like, dude, you're gonna be there just packing order after order after order. I mean, when you get 100 plus orders, it really does become a full-time job. I mean, like, seriously, it just becomes a lot of work, but it's well worth it, no doubt. All right, so, but yeah, just make sure that you're grinding your ass off, sending in those shipments, and yeah, because dude, I'm telling you guys, that velocity does not play around in Q4. If this is your first Q4, you guys are you're either gonna regret not spending enough, or you're gonna regret not working enough. And if you regret both, well then I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I already told you on here, so yeah, there's nothing else really much to say about that. But yeah, but like I said, Q4, it's a great time. In these 3 months, you can make as much as you almost did in your entire other 9 months if you play your cards right. So yeah, that just goes to show you how much money is to be made in these 3 months if you really grind it out. So yeah, don't sleep around. Get your stuff in. If you're doing wholesale, get your POs in place. Make sure you're getting the product that you're gonna need for the next few months. If you're doing OA, RA, look out for those deals and whatnot. I know with OA specifically, there's gonna be a ton of cashback deals going on. So yeah, be ready to deploy your capital. Be ready to spend. Be ready to buy. Be ready to work. Be ready to prep. Just be ready for everything, dude. Like, just, man. And even then, you'll never be fully ready. I mean, even me at my scale, I know I'm not going to be fully ready even for this Q4. So it's just something that we always go through every single year. So, but yeah, guys, just be ready. At the end of the video, like, just be ready, dude. Like, it's going to be an intense year. Now, one last thing that I want to add onto this video, which I've completely forgot to add, so this is why it's a separate clip at the end, is, during Q4, especially during Black Friday, for those of you who are doing RA, OA, or whatever it may be, basically anything but wholesale, a lot of you are going to be tempted to buy a lot of these discount prices, Black Friday deals from Walmart, Target, and all those major known retail sites, right? And so that being said, listen, in my 4 years, 3 years of doing that exactly, the Black Friday deals and whatnot, because I'm not going to be doing it this year, I highly advise you guys to be ready for a lot of those listings to tank, okay? Everybody's going to be sharing leads from Facebook groups, Discord groups, Telegram groups, TikTok, whatever it may be. All of those leads are going to be bombarded by thousands of sellers. And you can definitely expect for those prices to just plummet down completely. Like, I've been on listings where it's just, they started at 20 and they shoot down straight to $10. Like, it's just freaking insane. So again, be careful, be very cautious. If you plan on doing any of these deals from all these known major sites, retail stores and whatnot, please, I advise a lot of you to FBM as soon as possible. Like, have those listings created already, have your repricer ready to go, and as you're shopping and whatnot, list them and hopefully sell out of them ASAP, because you do not want to be the last seller holding the bag with those products. Because a lot of you are probably going to try to send them in as FBA for Christmas time, and some of them may work out, but some of them will not work out. And I honestly can say that probably most of them will not work out FBA, okay? So yeah, just be cautious. I mean, obviously you want to look at the velocity, the sales rank, all that good stuff, but please be cautious with doing any of these deals, because yeah, everybody and their mothers are going to be sharing these leads throughout every single Discord group and whatnot. So believe me when I say you are not going to be the only one shopping for these same deals. So just be careful, play it smart. If possible, I would probably avoid these completely if I'm, being completely honest. Maybe look for other Black Friday deals from other less known sites, or maybe, regional stores that are just, specific to your states. But yeah, so like I said, this is from my 3 years of doing that. This will be my 4th year, but I'm not gonna be doing any of that. So yeah, just be cautious. Again, this is coming from someone with actual experience, not from someone who's trying to sell you into their Discord leads, feeding you these crappy ass leads that they're gonna post. So yeah, but yeah, so that is my last major tip for you guys. Again, if you enjoyed this content, let me know. Smash the like button, drop a comment down below, and I will get you guys back on the next video. So peace.